What is deep culture and how is the concept different from definitions of culture that are too broad or too simplistic? I'm still trying to understand this.
You need a question or?
Oh, they went to go play at the school, Ciale.
No, is they here?
She came and then she took the boys.
Oh.
Sorry, kids. Okay. So in deep culture, like it says, deep culture as the rules of the game. Well, it says you may feel that you choose whether to be liberal or conservative, or associate with either labels. The shared meanings of deep culture are bigger and more persistent than any individual choice that we make. I don't get what that means. Sorry, hold on.
Is it a lot of people like just associate culture with like where you're from or like, you know, different things like that, but in reality, like deep culture is like just the culture of like it's so much more than just where you're from.
So deep culture, like it says that people, the deep culture learner tries to uncover the hidden rules, like how we think about our lives and the standards that are expected from us when we interact with others.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm a little confused. Oh, it's shucks, I have no idea. Sorry, I'm still trying to like find quotes and stuff because it says use quotes and explanations.
I'm still kind of reading it too.
Trying to find that quote. I don't get that. How is the concept of deep culture different from definitions of culture that are too broad? And then in the response, it says how deep culture provides a new way of looking at culture. Okay. Deep culture.
So bless you.
Says trying to gaining a broad scientific understanding of deep culture can be frustrating. Both the inner, our brains, and outer, our societies, sides of deep culture have been studied in different forms by a wide range of specialists, but deep culture is such a broad, pervasive phenomena that it must be broken into smaller pieces. And communication styles. Have you guys ever heard of deep culture before this?
No.
I haven't.
So, deep culture is just it's like really can understand it. You are caught in a situation where your culture is diverse from the culture that you're in. I think that people say like how it says the question is, what is deep culture and how is the concept different from definitions of culture that are too broad or too simplistic? Like sometimes people consider culture is just like the historical, like things that make up how people, like people think of culture and they think of like cultural dances, or think of culture and they think of like, things like that. But
oh, yeah, it says at home, deep culture is kept invisible by the routines that give continuity to our lives, routines of perception and behavior. Let's see.
So I feel like those concepts of culture don't really take into the fact that like culture, like people think of rape culture, like that's kind of like culture, and they think like, oh, that's not a thing, or that's not something that I'm a part of, or that's like not something. But things like deep culture, like things are so ingrained in us that like we have these cultures inside of us that we don't even really can't really comprehend because they're so ingrained in who we are by the situation that we were born into. Like you wouldn't think you are a member or that you participate or that you even have the same mindset as people that have when they are a part of rape culture, but if you were to think about it more and like look deeper, then you would find that you probably do have some similar thinking processes that are associated with rape culture. Different things like that, like culture, like that's just like an example where like culture isn't something that you can really be separated. Like you can't really separate yourself from life.
Oh, got it. Okay, so like, yeah, the word culture, you think like, oh, like because you're from here and I'm from here, we have different cultures, but deep culture is like your whole being, like why you, or like you don't notice like you do these things because of a certain reason.
Part of you. So thing.
So it says, how can we become aware of deep culture in our lives? Being open to the cultural diversity that already exists in our community is a good starting point. Yet, I also believe we gain a lot by leaving the comforts of home.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. It's so deep culture is like a deeper understanding of yourself.
Yeah.
Identifying who you are. Okay, hold on. I don't know.
Deep culture is just like the things that are a part of who we are as people
Yeah.
because of the groups that we are a part of. Like maybe those things wouldn't be a part of you if you weren't a part of that culture. Like maybe like a personality trait, like like someone that's really quick to judge Like you think like, oh, that's just who they are, but in reality, it's part of their
Yeah.
the family they grew up in, or the like, their or someone that's like really aggressive. You might think like, oh, that's just a personality trait. Like that's just part of like that's just naturally who they are. But in reality, like maybe they're from a really aggressive home or aggressive neighborhood, or they're
Yeah, so like this question, how does deep culture provide a new way of looking at culture? Like, I think right here it says breaking even the smallest routine engages our ability to learn new cultural patterns. So if we just break out of that routine and look at things, it says it also helps if you are non-judgmental, empathetic, unafraid of making mistakes, curious, comfortable with ambiguity, and willing to take a trial and error approach to new experiences. That helps you to see things in a different way than you normally would. Okay. Okay, that makes, I'm like, I understand. Okay. That wasn't, it's not too bad. Then we, other paper due tonight too. Okay. But do you guys have any like other quotes or
no.
like? Okay. I think I found the quotes that I need to write the paper though.
Huh?
Yeah, I think I got the quotes that I need to write the paper.
Yeah, they sound good.
Okay. I get it now.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna end it.